れたものはいつか思い出すはずでしょう。消えた夢の影を探した寂しさの答え儚さを愛触れてた風に流れて僕は君を愛せていたか少し気づくことが遅すぎダウンですから消えてゆく明日さえも崩れ落ちてゆく何もないここで一人きりいつかまた最後の日を迎えられてみれまた生まれ落ちた君が望む日
Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another video. I'm here to talk about this Wilmington police officer named Samuel Waters. And although this may be like almost a few years, I do want to get my point across, be able to discuss and address what's going on in the situation because it's very clear in itself. It needs to be addressed 100% and it needs to be called out. This again confirms that there are cops who will abuse their power or who will look for reasons to actually take advantage of like alleged perpetrators. So I managed to look up the evidence, and Samuel Waters was literally smashing this black man's head onto the glass, as you see here. Whether the black man was resisting arrest, why didn't he like just grab him, take him to the ground? But what was being said by the alleged perpetrator was that he was complying with police and he was telling him, no, I don't have to show you this, and the police officer decided to become very aggressive.
Look at my face, bro. You just smashed my face into the glass for nothing. Then you just ready to slam me down. Look what you just did, man. And all I'm asking you is what is going on? Why are you arresting me?
Right. I told you, I was detaining you. You just need to turn around.
No,
you didn't want to listen.
Tell me anything. You didn't even read my rights or nothing. You didn't tell me what was going on. You just straight started assaulting me, dude. Look at my face. Stop. Look at my face, man.
100% what the cop did was completely unnecessary and it's diabolical. Because if you're trying to detain someone, why would you be willing to smash their head into a glass? It tells you this cop literally has something else at hand. He has his own priorities.
You're f***ing going down, dude. You just assaulted me for no reason.
Okay.
You just assaulted me for no reason, dude.
I wanted to have a conversation with you, and you got squirrely.
You didn't. You wasn't trying to conversate nothing, dude. You was trying to assault me.
Okay.
Because he's gonna, even though it's on the camera and everything, he's gonna try to play it off like the dude was resisting. He has been causing trouble for the police, and he was trying to set an example out of him. I feel like he had other plans in mind, if you guys catch what I mean. This was just completely unnecessary.
The door.
Well, so maybe next time I say put your hands in the wall, you'll listen instead of being in
the air. My hands were in the air. Now you just assault me. This guy just assaulted me, man. I like to speak to superiors. You just assaulted me. It's all on camera in there, dude.
I see another set of hands in the car. Come on, let's go.
Why are you trying to twist and break my wrist?
And even the guy, again, the dude was not even being violent towards the cop. And based on what I read is that Samuel Waters was excessively using the N-word.
Coverage from CBS Philly reported that just a month after this arrest occurred, Waters was sued by the man, accusing Waters of violating his civil rights while also alleging he used a racial slur during the arrest, being placed on desk duty while the internal investigation took place.
So, again, seems like a noob cop who decided to abuse his power, and he wanted to take advantage of it by using his position to bring fear amongst people.
CNN reporting months later that Waters was indicted on a total of 8 counts, including 2 felonies from this incident and another that occurred earlier in the same month. Waters was either fired or resigned from the force in January of 2022. Waters was facing charges ranging from tampering with public records and second-degree perjury, both felonies, to misdemeanor assault and official misconduct charges. AG Kathy Jennings would say of both incidents that there is a clear and disturbing pattern of violence and deception surrounding Officer Waters' abuse of authority and power as a police officer.
There really shouldn't be a question as to why he would bang his head in the glass, even if there isn't enough context, because he just met this guy. Whether the black dude was complaining, arguing, and having a fuss whether it be like at the clinic or at the store, at the pharmacist, whatever that may be, it shouldn't have escalated to this situation. And the funny thing was that he was not being violent towards the cop.
Yeah, probably, because he's one of those fall down, so you mother.
Who is it?
No idea. He don't want to tell me his name. My fingerprint scanner's not working.
Okay.
I tried to have a conversation with him, and he broke bad, and we ended up fighting.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so he's angry, got his head slammed into a wall, but...
Well, that is what it is. Don't that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Whatever. So, just figured I'd get some extra hands in case he decides to do something dumb.
And he was actually being calm and collective and saying that I need to speak with your superiors. I haven't resisted. He didn't give him a better explanation. Again, the cop was clearly the one who was not wise in the situation and decided to put it up a notch. He deserves whatever consequence is headed, because it was clear as day what he did was fucking intentional.
Even though we're approaching 2 years removed from both incidents Waters was indicted on, he was just recently convicted with felony tampering public records, falsifying business records, assault, and official misconduct from the arrest we previously saw. Waters had a history of failing to turn on his body cam while also lying in his official report about the incident, an often overlooked aspect of how the police cover up their misconduct and illegal actions to bury incidents like this. Waters will be sentenced later this year as he faces up to 8 years in prison just for these charges alone, and we will keep y'all updated as the case transpires.
I do know for a fact he lost his badge, and this is another point, because again, from watching other YouTubers, especially my opinions 333, whether the guy was resisting, like, again, whatever it may be, whatever his reason is for him smashing his head, I truly believe it's because he saw a black guy that either he doesn't like black people, or the first thing he assumes he's a threat. But there are cops out there that are very quick to get violent towards black people, even if they're not the aggressors in this situation. So this video lets more people be aware when you're around cops. But on top of that, even if you try to comply with the police, even if you try to ask them a simple question, or you expect to answer, unfortunately these cops will take it out on people and make it seem like you're in the wrong and not try to hold themselves accountable. They should at least give an answer why. They should at least be, if they're detaining someone, or if you suspect someone, I apologize about the noise, but if you suspect someone, wouldn't it be best to try to be able to respond to the person, give them at least a legit answer as to why you're even detaining them or why you're arresting them? I personally feel like that's a good offer if you're going to take someone in. But besides that, though, this could be another reason, like people like Rodney Hinton Jr., as to why he's fed up with cops and he decided to take the law into his own hands. Because this is like This was definitely before the incident that I was talking about with Rodney Hinton Jr. So who knows whether he saw this, but I think the more people start to witness this and see it on camera, they're going to get fed up and take the law upon their own hands. But at the same time, it's like, who's going to hold these cops accountable, especially when it's proven that it was intentional, and it's clear as day that the cop himself has an issue with black people, and it's confirmed that he's a racist. So if they let him continue, if they let him back on the job with his badge on, he's going to continue doing the same thing because they're letting him off with a slap on the wrist. But at the same time, it's like, and I hate to say it, but these cops are giving colored people a reason to take it upon themselves and go after them. So again, there has to be probable cause for a cop to actually be aggressive towards the individual. You can't, because whether you assume whether you don't like the person, or you assume something's wrong with the person, or you feel they're suspicious, you should only judge based on their actions rather than their appearance. That's just my logic, you guys. I'm not so quick to go after someone just because of their appearance, but I always believe it's always best to know what their intentions are first before you decide to actually approach them. But again, this cop decided to go up a notch, and he went so far as the point, because he doesn't like the dude, he's hoping he'd take this opportunity to take his life. So it says a lot about what this cop's true intentions were, and now people are going to be fully aware of the type of person he is, and they want to make sure he doesn't have his badge. And when he does get out, someone is going to literally make an example out of him and make sure that he doesn't come out safe. But he brought it upon himself, you guys, so I have no sympathy. Again, the cop himself is an absolute scumbag and is willing to go out of his way to use his power to actually target innocent people. But unless it's confirmed what's going on, then we don't know for sure, because the way the cop reacted, it's hard to tell whether that guy's guilty or not, because it was not professional. And it lets you know is that now we're starting to see the alleged perpetrator is actually the victim now, because the way the cop decided to like escalate and take it upon himself to literally physically assault him. So of course, again, this cop, in the defense of the victim, could literally press charges for assault, and there was no justification behind it. But overall, I feel like I said enough for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check for more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications. Comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.